Hello everyone and welcome to a romance reveal unboxing. This one is for the month of February. So, as per my usual, let me get things out and then we'll go over, when it comes to the books, I'll show you the non-book stuff first and then I will go over the books from least favorite cover to most favorite cover. So, give me one moment, I'll be right back. Alright, I got everything out. Let's go through the paper stuff first. So here's a thing to enter for a monthly giveaway, so I will look into that. There is a sticker. It says, "Life is better when you're reading." I agree with that. And then it came with a bookmark that says, "I love reading books." Same on the other side. And then a promotional flyer for Book 1, Marigold, Roses and Thorns by Becca Jameson. And then there's a QVC code on the back to get a free download. So those are the paper goods. Non-paper, there's always a candy. This is, it's got little snowflakes. It doesn't say what it is or flavor. It's a hard candy. Oh, I don't want it. It's one that's kind of those chalky mints. I don't like those. So I won't be eating that. And then it came, this box came with, it's not reading if it, or it's not hoarding if it's books, little button pin. Came with a thing of sticky notes. So just a little sticky note booklet thing here. It says Late Nights and Love Lines by Avery Maxwell. So a promotional thing for an author. Pen, this one writes in blue ink. So it's like a normal ballpoint pen. So it does write in blue ink. And it says reading is self-care, and it's like in a cardboard container. So that's interesting. I mean, I'll use it. Each box comes with a tea light candle. This one, cedarwood and vanilla, and I'm smelling the vanilla through the plastic. So I'll hold on to that. And then it came with a beanie saying, this is like a navy, it looks like. I want to go home to my book. So, just a little beanie. There we go. I want to go home to my book. Okay. Now I've got the books. Okay, this first one, it does say it's book 1 on the cover. My eyelids are sticking there. And this one is Never Finished. This is book number 1 in the Pinecrest Mountain series, written by Anna Rhodes. She's an heiress bound by obligation, determined to protect her mother's legacy. He's a bartender from the wrong side of the tracks who's always loved her. 12 years ago, I chose my family and the future they laid out for me. They walked away from Jamie, my best friend, and forbidden fantasy. We said goodbye with a soul-searing kiss I can still feel on my lips. Now I'm back in Silver Pine for the first time since my mother died. I'm brokering a merger for the family business, only I don't realize my freedom is on the line. My father wants to expand at any cost, including offering his only daughter as part of the deal. But Jamie is back too, and his effortless charm and smile disarm my every defense. He stands for everything my world isn't: warm, passionate, and unpredictably beautiful. I'm trapped between the life I've always known and the taste of freedom I've longed for. But with my father plotting my future and my mother's legacy weighing heavy, can I dare to rewrite my story for love? All the romance reveals do come signed. And this one is Stardust Publishing. So romance reveal, most of them, if not all, are going to be either independently published or self-published. And this next one is book number 1 in the Love and the Big Apple series, Central Park Collision by Nicole Sanchez. Very reflective cover. Signature. Can a girl with no past have a future with the man responsible for stealing her memories? Elia Daniels can't remember the last 5 years of her life. She doesn't remember having a falling out with her best friend or where she works. And more importantly, why was she riding her bike through Central Park in the middle of the night? Understanding what drove her into the rain that night feels like the missing piece. When her search reveals that no one is looking for her, she'll have to rely on the help of the workaholic millionaire who feels responsible for her accident. Charles Breckenridge III hasn't taken a day off in years from his father's private equity firm. When the taxi he's in hits Elia in the middle of a storm, nothing is the same again. For the first time in 10 years, he's stepping away from work and focusing on Elia. I'm sure I'm saying her name wrong. She's stubborn and brave in ways that he's never encountered. But she's lost in a way that drives him to help her. His father, his best friend, and his ex-fiancée are determined to undermine their relationship at every turn. As the relationship between Elia and Charles heats up in the tight quarters of his apartment, they have to decide if they want to pursue the other in spite of the power balance between them. At every turn, there seem to be detractors working against them. Is fate enough to keep them together, or will other forces be known and unknown keep them apart? Oh, other forces known and unknown keep them apart. And this is, let's see, self-published. So, okay, this next one is Love Notes and Lifelines by Avery Maxwell. This is book number 1 in the Single Dad Hotline series. Signature. Let's go ahead and look at publisher. I bet this one's self-published. Yep, self-published. The job was simple. Always answer the phone, no exceptions. Then solve the caller's catastrophe as efficiently as possible. The rules were simpler. They contact you, not the other way around. Never give them your real name, number, or any personal information not required to help a newly single dad keep his head above water. And never ever get involved with a caller. Simple, right? Becker Hayes was not who I was expecting to call during my shift with the Single Dad Hotline. He's my boss's boss. In the boardroom, he's rich, powerful, detached. In my calendar, he's the enigmatic one-time kiss I was never supposed to see again. But on the other end of the phone, he's vulnerable and reeling from becoming guardian of his young nieces. I'm not thinking straight when I offer him a little help off the books. Not when my mother's illness is winning the battle, and I'd give anything for a distraction from the loneliness. So when the Single Dad Hotline blows up my life, what's a girl to do but say yes to everything he's offering? Okay, this next one is actually book number 2 in this series. The series is called Powell Sanctuary, and this one is Strayed by A.M. Wilson. And there's the signature. Oh, there's a playlist. I love it when there's a playlist. And I'm wondering if this one's self-published because I'm not seeing a copyright page. Did I just miss it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, self-published. So it says, 10 years ago, I left my marriage and the love of my life. On paper, my husband checked the boxes. 1, devastatingly handsome. 2, wild and carefree. 3, and a skilled lover, if you know what I mean. But Corjan Powell was a bad husband. I knew we both deserved more. We were too young to be saddled with a lifetime of resentment and regret. After a year of confrontations and no change, I didn't even give him the chance to refuse divorce papers. One disastrous fight too far, I wrote him a note and I left. But Bree, what happened over those 10 years, you ask? Resentment and regrets. Until one random Sunday afternoon, I collide with someone in a crowded airport and look up into Corjan's familiar, intense blue eyes. I'm scared of my own reflection, the racing heart, the sweaty palms, the shock telling me I'm not over him. I do the only rational thing and escape as fast as I can into my connecting flight. The problem? I accidentally grab his cell phone from the floor and leave mine behind. Now we're 1,000 miles apart, and he has my entire life in his hands, and I have his in mine. And we're about to find out if there's love left between us, or if we strayed too far after all this time. Okay, next one I have book number 1 in the Willow Hill series. This one is called Cherry. Written by Bretta Elaine. Signature page. And looks like this one is self-published as well. Okay. I'm used to spending my holidays alone. Okay, alone might be a stretch. I'm usually surrounded by people, but fading into the background, forgotten even, which I like, most of the time. New Year's was supposed to be different, or so my best friend said. The night started like usual, with me grabbing some booze and finding a hiding spot somewhere in the back of the room. But everything changed when a simple, doting, dark-haired hottie slid into the booth with me. The connection was instant. Sparks flew, metaphorically, of course. But it did feel like the heat was turned up. My luck with the holidays had finally changed, or so I thought. Next thing I know, his date, the she-devil from work, is all over him, and I am puking on someone's shoes. Embarrassed, I tried to forget that night, but it becomes impossible when Nate, the Greek god from the bar, shows back up, determined to win me over. Under the impression he is in a relationship, I do everything to shut his flirting down, but a girl can only be so strong. Through blush-inducing texts and flirtatious gifts, Nate clears up his relationship status once and for all. After that, it doesn't take long for a relationship to heat up. Everything between us is perfect, almost too perfect. With my luck, I can't help but feel like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Okay, and this last book looks like it is a standalone, and this one is Tell Me How You Hate Me by Callie Millay? Not quite sure. Let's see. Signature. And looks like this one is self-published as well. So, when life gives you your enemy, you make a deal with him. Leo Wells is the last person I want to be skating with. He's aloof, abrasive, and stupidly attractive. Never mind the fact that I had a lapse in judgment one night with him in the past. We may not like each other, but I like winning more, and if I want to win, I need him. We need each other. Leo doesn't like the idea any more than I do, but we make a deal. We have to put our differences aside and forget about our history so we can compete together. It should be easy enough after all. Neither of us like the other. But there's a spark between us, one that reignites a burning fire we lit a long time ago. The lines are blurring and melting like the ice around my heart. Leo Wells is breaking through my walls, tearing them down one layer at a time. And all I can do is tell him how I hate him, because I'm afraid I don't hate him at all. And that's it. Let me know if you've read any of these books or books from any of these authors. Do any of these books sound more intriguing to you than the others? Definitely let me know. Talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I will talk to you later.